Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of This Cali Life. Probation is over. Season 3 is Shanera the Mouthpiece. And thank you for subscribing to Shanera Star YouTube channel. I know that the focus of my vlog, is to talk about the transparency of my California journey in particular as an artist, my growth as a person, but not necessarily to promote a particular belief system or even though it's apparent what I am, or just a platform, a social platform, so to speak. It's not about that. But I can't help but share how I feel about this peculiar week in this country. After all, it's how I feel, and it affects my growth as a person. And I know we were feeling some kind of way. I'm speaking to the people who identify themselves as Black, as African American, as descendants of African, and the diaspora. There was a lot to say about Rachel. I don't even know how to pronounce the girlfriend's name. They had a lot of puns, a lot of real funny memes to say about the privilege of using our color. But without the baggage that comes along with it in this country. He had a lot to say. And then what changed, what happened, what really brung that to a screeching halt was this egregious act of violence that happened in Charleston. You know that I am a Christian, unashamedly, unapologetically. And there's been so much saying about it. And it didn't hit, really, I didn't realize it hit me until I was really chewing on it when I got off work yesterday. And I thought about the millions of people around the world that go to church on Wednesday night for Bible study. And I haven't been to Wednesday night Bible study in a little while. Okay? And I thought about it. I said, oh my God. Some people got up. They handled their business. They loved on their loved ones. And they looked forward and they pressed their way to worship on a Wednesday night. They was going to go to work the next day. They was going to change diapers the next day. And I'm not talking about the concept of life is not promised, but I'm thinking about how important it was for them to worship and to go to Bible study. And how that sacred time of fellowship and in the presence of the Lord was desecrated or attempted to be desecrated. And I thought about how I was a proud member of Trinity United Church of Christ. I'm going to send it up because they helped create the woman I am today in Chicago. And I loved serving. I loved worshiping. I was there several days a week. And if you know anything about Trinity United Church of Christ, we are, people most knew us for in recent years because of President Obama, his affiliation with our church at one time, and how our beloved Pastor Emeritus, the Reverend Dr. Jeremiah A. Wright Jr., he came under such attack, and so our church was attacked, and his very life was threatened. He was getting threatened. He needed security. Because even as a denomination, we were very outspoken about injustices that all over the world. And Trinity, as a predominantly African American church, is such a very vocal and strong unit in and itself, and it's a threat in a lot of ways to the white supremacist structure and ideology and all of that type of thing. We totally come against that. And so if you were and still are a Trinitarian, if you were like me, you knew that it existed, but I went to church without fear. It's what we did. It's what we do. And I cried. I actually cried because that is painful to know that a church, another group of believers had their sacred space just, it was terrifying to know, and it's as close as I could relate to it. And I've had several discussions with my own sister about Pastor Wright in days past, and how we really fear for his life, but we were so thankful for somebody who fearlessly did his job day in and day out despite that. So I don't want to continue to ramble. I see the time is upon us again. But if you're looking at my new memes called Still Sipping Tea with MPE, if you're following these new memes I'm making, I just posted one and I want you to let this ride with you. Terrorists, by definition, terrorists tried, but 9/11 couldn't keep us out of New York. Katrina couldn't keep us out of NOLA. And guess what? This will not keep the church. It will not keep Christians from worship. So don't be dismayed when you see people talking about some pray where. We always got a place to pray. As a matter of fact, when it goes down, when stuff happens, we don't run from the altar. Matter of fact, the altar is with me at all times. But we still go. Matter of fact, we would be giving ourselves over to the enemy. We would give them something to celebrate if we stopped. So remember, if you know your word, look, these things have happened since the church started. They have. Doesn't mean we're condoning, but in this climate we live in, I'm not surprised, and they will happen, because this country still does not value Black lives. But remember, your word also promises that the church will prevail. We will. Y'all keep it up, y'all. I'm signing out.